Imagine waking up to find your favorite app still on your phone this morning, but a clock is ticking down to September 17th, 2025, when the US government says it can finally enforce a nationwide shutdown unless the company behind it is sold. That's the headline everyone knows. But here's the part almost nobody is talking about. Even if the app disappears, your data and the models trained on it don't. They travel, they compound, and they can outlive any ban. What sounds like a simple national security fix starts to look like a game of musical chairs. When the music stops, your behavior is still in the room, just sitting in someone else's chair. Here's the contrast. People think a ban deletes risk. It doesn't. It just moves the leverage. And here's the twist. The real fight may be less about videos and more about training data. Who gets it? Who keeps it? And who builds the next generation of AI with it? The first receipt lands fast. The US has repeatedly delayed enforcement, and now the deadline sits 1 month away. That means you still have time to make smart moves before policy makes them for you. Let's decode this in plain English. In 2024, Congress passed a law forcing ByteDance to divest the app or face a ban. Courts fought. The White House paused enforcement twice. Today, unless something changes, the government can start enforcing after September 17th, 2025. If that happens, app stores may stop updates. Growth will choke. Creators and small businesses will feel the squeeze first. But the deeper story isn't the app. It's the data economy the app sits inside. An economy bigger than any one platform, any one company, or any one country. Start with the obvious. Your phone leaks more than any single social network can collect. Ad IDs, precise location, contact graphs, device fingerprints, browsing patterns, these flow through SDKs and ad exchanges to data brokers whose entire business is packaging and reselling behavioral exhaust. Intelligence agencies have admitted they buy commercially available information. The FTC has repeatedly smacked brokers for selling sensitive location trails. Translation: even if a single app gets removed, the rest of the ecosystem keeps drinking. Now add AI. Modern models thrive on scale and variety. To predict, they must observe. To observe, they must ingest. That's why tech giants scrape the open web and why every large consumer platform treats user signals like gold. So when people ask, if the app goes away, is my data safe? The uncomfortable answer is, it depends which pipeline you mean. Collection, storage, resale, training, or deployment. A ban can hit distribution. It can't rewind models already trained on past data. And it can't stop other apps, SDKs, and brokers from continuing to harvest new signals. Here's a quick story. A fitness creator in Ohio built a 4 million follower audience in 3 years. 60% of her sales came from live streams and a swipe-up code. When the first enforcement date loomed, she checked her business. Email list, weak. Owned storefront, half-baked, cross-posting, inconsistent. She spent 4 weeks fixing the fundamentals, ported her catalog to a storefront, set up an email capture with a dead simple lead magnet, batch-recorded shorts and reels, and moved her live streams to a second platform. When the date slipped, she didn't waste the runway. The lesson is simple. Don't wait for policy to tell you what to do. Rule 1. Decouple your reach from any single gatekeeper. If your audience lives on one platform, you don't own a business, you rent one. Start with 3 pillars you directly control: a website, an email list, and a payment rail. Then use social platforms as feeders, not homes. If the app you rely on slows, your system should reroute traffic without panic. Rule 2. Treat your data like an asset, not a byproduct. Export what you can: follower lists, analytics, content archives. Then back them up. Rotate your advertising ID. Restrict background app tracking. Turn off precise location when not needed. Ask every app to stop tracking across other companies' apps. Every small friction you add makes your signal less valuable to the broker economy. Your goal isn't perfection, it's lowering the surface area. Rule 3. Assume every feed is an extraction engine. Yes, you get entertainment, community, and reach. In exchange, the platform gets behavioral telemetry at a richness hard to fathom. What kept you watching? What made you pause? When you typed? When you hovered? When you almost tapped buy and didn't? If you're a user, protect yourself with settings and habits. If you're a builder, protect your audience by minimizing invasive SDKs and being transparent about what you collect and why. Let's address the national security point head on. There are legitimate concerns about foreign influence operations and cross-border access to sensitive data. There are also legitimate concerns about any government, ours included, buying or compelling access to commercially available data to sidestep traditional warrants. Both can be true. The rhetoric frames a clean binary. Ban equals safety, keep equals danger. Reality is a triangle: platform risk, broker risk, and state power. Focusing on only one corner is how we miss the system. Now, the numbers no one can ignore. If enforcement begins, the app won't vanish overnight. More likely, updates stop, bugs creep in, new signups slow. Over months, reliability decay erodes culture. That's how bans typically work at scale, throttling the pipes, not flipping a switch. For creators and small businesses, that lag is dangerous because it lulls you into waiting. Don't. Use the runway to harden your system. Diversify traffic, optimize your checkout, deepen your email cadence, and clone your top 5 videos to every other short-form feed you can reach. Midpoint twist. The most valuable thing you hold isn't your account. It's your pattern language. The way you hook attention in 3 seconds without a single cut. The way you package a promise in 7 words. The way you compress value into a loop a viewer will share. Algorithms change, formats come and go, but pattern language transfers. Write it down. Name it. Turn it into a checklist you can drop onto Shorts, Reels, YouTube, newsletters, and even podcasts. When platforms wobble, your patterns keep paying. Let's talk AI again, because this is where fear can turn into leverage. Models learn from what we post and how we respond. That can feel parasitic, but the flip side is that you can learn from them too. Faster ideation, tighter hooks, cleaner scripts, smarter ABs. The trick is to keep your proprietary edge off the public training loop. Draft privately, edit offline. Use tools that promise no training on your data, and treat that promise as a convenience, not a guarantee. If you can't live with it being public one day, don't put it in a cloud document you don't control. Skeptical counterpoint time. Isn't this all overblown? Isn't a ban just one more Washington drama that fizzles? Maybe. Political winds shift, courts surprise, deadlines slip. That's not a reason to relax. It's a reason to control what you can control. The businesses that survive, shocks act early, not perfectly. They build redundancies when it feels unnecessary, so it's ready when it's essential. Okay, the practical playbook. First, capture. Add an email form to your link in bio and a pinned comment on every platform you touch. Offer something instant and useful. A checklist, a mini course, a template that fits your niche. Second, clone. Take your 5 best performing videos and reformat them for YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. Keep the message identical. Change the packaging. Third, convert. Build one clean landing page with a single call to action and 0 distractions. Then route all social traffic there. If you sell products, add a dead simple checkout that works without a pixel, using UTM tagged links or coupon codes as your backup attribution. Here's what enforcement actually looks like in practice. The government doesn't press a giant red off button. Instead, it leans on US app stores and infrastructure providers. New downloads get blocked. Updates stop shipping. Over weeks, features that rely on certificates, content delivery networks, or third-party services begin to misbehave. Security patches fall behind. That's why past app restrictions often feel like slow suffocation rather than instant deletion. If a sale happens instead, ownership changes hands and compliance frameworks shift, but the data already collected doesn't magically evaporate. Its handling depends on contracts, policies, and oversight. A quick detour into how your data actually moves. Imagine 5 layers. The device layer captures sensors and identifiers. The app layer wraps features in SDKs that phone home. The ad tech layer runs auctions that stitch your identifiers to interest profiles. The broker layer packages bulk datasets for clients in finance, marketing, and government. The model layer ingests all of that as training signals and fine-tuning feedback. Remove one popular app, and the other 4 layers keep humming, unless policy targets the sale of sensitive data itself. That's the lever that actually shrinks the pool. Creators and marketers, here's a sober contingency drill you can run this weekend. Day 1, back up your entire content library in high resolution with clean file names so you can repost quickly elsewhere. Day 2, write a 1-page FAQ for your customers that answers 3 questions. Where to find you if the app slows, how you'll honor refunds without the in-app system, and how to reach support by email or chat. Day 3, map your top 5 traffic paths: organic feed, search, live, paid, collabs, affiliates, and decide how each one reroutes if you lose this pipe. If you run ads, don't panic. Plan. Export your creative, audiences, and attribution settings. Identify top-performing hooks and value propositions independent of any one ad manager's quirks. Test direct response creative on a platform you're underinvested in. Build at least one offer that converts from a simple landing page without a pixel, so you can measure success with UTM-tagged links and coupon codes, even if tracking breaks during a transition. What about privacy beyond one app? Think in layers here too. On iOS and Android, reset your ad ID on a schedule. In your browser, block third-party cookies and consider profiles that keep work, personal, and finance separate. In your online accounts, rotate long-lived keys and review which services can read your contacts and calendars. With your smart home devices, change default credentials and disable features you never use. None of this makes you invisible. It simply changes the math for anyone trying to follow you. There's also a civic lever you can actually pull. Support rules that cut off the sale of precise location, health, and children's data, and that require warrants for government purchase of commercial datasets. Support bright line bans on selling data from sensitive sites like clinics and places of worship. Support audit trails whenever agencies buy or compel data. These aren't abstract ideals. They are the nuts and bolts that stop commercially available information from becoming a shadow surveillance system. Back to you. If enforcement starts next month, you'll see loud headlines, confused guides, and hot takes. Breathe. Your actions stay the same. Protect your data, diversify your distribution, and put your best ideas where they keep paying you, no matter which icon sits on your home screen. If enforcement gets delayed again, nothing changes. You still win by building resilience now. One more story before we land. A small skincare brand in Texas sold most of its product on live streams. When enforcement loomed the first time, they paused new SKUs and spent 30 days fixing their core funnel. They moved 20,000 customers into an email and SMS list with a clean subscription preference center, built simple retargeting on 2 other platforms, and shot a library of 60 square clips tailored for shorts. When the date slipped, their live stream numbers dipped, but their total revenue didn't. Diversification didn't make them richer overnight. It kept them from getting poorer. Here's the punchline. Platforms are temporary, incentives are permanent. Wherever attention flows, models will follow. Wherever models follow, someone will try to own the data. Your edge is not arguing with the tide. It's learning to sail in it without losing the cargo. Build assets you control, reduce the data you leak, and treat every platform as a tool, not a home. Ready for the next idea that'll change how you think? Tap the playlist that just popped up.